How's it going, everybody? Welcome, Level M Diecast. Mini GT Monday on top today. Yes, it's Labor Day, but hopefully you guys are having a great Labor Day. Checking out some Mini GT for today. We got a cool baker's dozen to look at. This is the Nissan Z Pandem. This is in Passion Red. This is the same casting that came out in that magazine set, although this is a new version of it. So we'll go ahead and crack this guy right here. This is number 722. It's definitely burned out on Z's. There's just too many Z's floating around. It doesn't really matter what era it is. There's just too many of them floating around. It's just super popular. So there is the box. Nothing particularly fancy on it. Again, 722. There is our Pandem. It looks pretty good. It says Rocket Bunny on the side. I like the wheels. The wheels look pretty good. Number 23 on there says Rocket Bunny Racing. The front end looks pretty good as well. It's a good casting. You know, there's just a lot of Z's that float around and just a lot going on for these particular models. It's pretty good on the base though. Some exhaust detail on there. It is super, super wide in the base area. Get that to focus a little bit. Sorry about that. It's just super small. Looks pretty good though. Just another Z. Nice logo there in the back window. So throw that guy down there. Throw him up there. All right, the rest of these models I got from Surplus Goodies, so they are going to be in the box, so no blisters to need to try to fight with. So we'll just go ahead and get the plastic rolling off of this first one here. This is our Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 Heritage Edition, number 758. This is the newest color to drop. So we'll get this slid out of there. This nice, like, medium steel blue. It's a really cool looking color, to be honest with you. We'll get that container back in there. There we go. Put that guy back there. There is our Mustang. Look at the colors on that. That looks absolutely fantastic. Details on the front look pretty good. There's no print for the Cobra there in the front. It's just black, but you can see it with the reflection. It's kind of interesting they didn't put any silver or chrome print on that. But this model looks pretty good. This is not a new casting. We've seen quite a few versions of this already. It does have that nice carbon fiber wing on the back. And then it does say Ford Performance. Looks pretty good. I like the color. I mean, the color is the biggest thing. It's just another version, but the color is very, very nice. And then there is your base deets. Nothing particularly fancy with the base. Still made in China like they always are. And yes, they roll perfectly fine. Still have people ask me sometimes, do they roll? Yes, they roll. All right, next one here, our Porsche 901. This is a 1963 model. Quick Blue. Blau is the color. This one is number 707. Good old Hellcat Hemi Power 707. So get this out of here. This is also not a new casting. We have seen this one a couple of times. Twice, I think. I think this is the third, potentially the fourth recolor for the original 900 series, if you want to call it that. So get this back in there. Get that back into there. Boom, boom. There is our Porsche 901. Looks pretty good. The details on it look pretty good. The wheels are nice as well. Oop. Good thing this guy doesn't have any breakable parts on it as I drop him. It happens sometimes. The mat that I have, everything sitting on is rubber though, so it's okay. So some pretty good details on here. Again, not a new casting, so nothing particularly fancy to roll with. It does say Porsche there on the back. Looks pretty good. It's an interesting model. There's nothing to it. You know, for as much of a Porsche guy as I am, I'm not a huge fan that Mini GT did that casting, but I see how it's necessary, but it's just kind of meh. All right, Ford GT 64 Prototype Heritage Edition. This is number 622. I do have two Ford GTs, plus maybe something at the end. We'll see. The plastic out here. This guy popped out of there. Boom, boom. Shake it a little bit. I'm sorry about that. Try not to shake the camera. Got a shake the box to get it out of there. And then sometimes they don't want to cooperate to go back in there. We are on the struggle bus today. There we go. There is our 64 Heritage prototype. This is in a off-white kind of color. That is a dark kind of navy blue print in there. That's a pretty cool look. The wheels are also a dark navy blue. The prints look pretty good on it. The color is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I do like this GT. It does look pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. This is definitely not what I thought. You know, when it said prototype on the box. On the box, it looks like it's white, but it is not white at all. It is very, very much so a very, very off-white. That looks good though. I like it. That's really nice and different. You know, we've gotten a lot of GTs, and look at that. We got another GT here. This one in Sonoco blue. This one number 614. We get a lot of GTs in just regular colors. So I think that one's actually pretty nice. I also like the Shmi one that they did, just because, you know, it's Shmi's color, his own spec'd out GT, which was kind of cool. Anytime you get somebody's personal spec'd out model, they always turn out pretty cool. So we'll get this one out of here for Sonoco blue. You see, this is a relatively low number compared to where we are right now. So this one's been in the works apparently for quite some time. So pop it out if the box wants to cooperate with us. Apparently not for the GTs, it doesn't. There we go. The first couple were good. Oh, man, struggle bus today. All right, there is our Sonoco blue. It does come with some yellow stripes and a blue colored dashboard, which is very, very interesting. I don't know if I've seen one with a colored dash before. That's very interesting. There must be something more to this particular GT than just another color, but somebody can drop down in the comments if they know. There is your Ford symbol in the front. Doesn't want to focus all that well. I do apologize about that. This model looks pretty good. It's just the exact same one that we just looked at with the other one, just in a different color, which looks okay. That as centered on the screen as we possibly can. It was pretty close. All right, next one up, Aston Martin Valkyrie Sunburst Yellow. This is number 744. See, this is 130 numbers later than the GT we just looked at. That's what I was saying, like, that one must have been delayed or something, or just took a long time to roll out. So get this popped out of there. Get the box flipped around. This is the third color for the Valkyrie. We've seen it in orange and green. Now we're seeing, ooh-wee. It is significantly brighter than I think it's going to show up on the camera. This thing is crazy, crazy bright. See, this box closed just fine. How come they can't all close just that fine? It looks good. This thing is super bright. It looks really good, though. This is definitely the best color that they've done thus far, in my opinion. Looks really, really good. All that carbon fiber really pops. All the same decos and prints and all that good stuff that the rest of them have had. Aston Martin logo there in the front. The wicked, wicked bodywork and base work on this one to mimic the 1-to-1. I think MiniGT did a fantastic job. Get the Valkyrie to pop up. There we go. It's a pretty good model. And then, of course, the little cameras off the sides for the side view mirrors and stuff. That's actually a really, 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 really nice version. All right, next one up, we do have our next prototype. This is the Cadillac V-Series R number 311, 2023 Le Mans 24-hour for Action Express Racing. 736 is the number. So another Caddy. Really hoping for a Porsche and that Peugeot. I guarantee we're going to get those. I guarantee it. It's just I'm being a little bit impatient. You know, we're getting several colors of these first ones, but I get it. They already have the casting done. Start making some money. Start making some casting done. So there we go. Of course, this is IMSA, so it does not come in the blister card. The Super GTs are blister card exclusive. They will not get released on just the normal boxes. For some reason, this one doesn't have IMSA on it, which is very, very interesting. But it does have your 24-hour Le Mans hologram on the back, and of course GM hologram on the back, all that good stuff like that. This looks pretty good. It says Wheelin' on the front, Cadillac. Prints look fantastic. The wheel print is excellent with the Michelins on there. Looks really, really good. All the deets on the side look good as well. It says Cadillac on there. So this must not be an IMSA like actual event or something. I'm not really sure. But you guys can definitely comment down and let me know. I'm not the racing expert, but I do like watching this type of racing. I think it's far more exciting than NASCAR is. At least nowadays. It used to be not as exciting, but nowadays it is. All right, Honda Civic. This is the 2023 pace car in white. Number 721. I think this is a pace car for Super GT, maybe? Not really sure what this pace car is for, but it's a pace car nonetheless. So we'll get this cracked out of here. It's a very interesting deal with this one, too. And we'll talk about the next one, because it says pace car white. So just remember, this is pace car white. Number 721. So I do have another Civic right after this one. So we have two Civics in this haul, which is fine. So we'll get that popped in there. Here we go. So there is our white pace car. Just says Honda on it. Honda on the top. Some red striping and stuff. It says HPD on there. That's Honda Performance Division, I think, is what that stands for. And then just all the deets in the back. It does have the chrome exhaust tips on there. Civic, Type R, all that good stuff on the back. Lens, tail lights. So it's a good model. I think MiniGT did a good model. Obviously, the Civic Type R is a lot of history with MiniGT as being one of the first castings that they ever did. Not this era of Civic, but the previous era. And then we got this one, which is the pace car in red, which is exactly the opposite color. So instead of it being mostly white, it is now mostly red. This is number 686. So technically this one came first. There also is another one coming out that is green and white. I think that one is for a different country as a pace car. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is the same deco, but that one's coming out pretty much right around the corner as well. So a lot of Civic action dropping down. Get the packaging back in there. So, there we go. Always a struggle. There is the Civic in red, mostly red, with some white. Again, it's not particularly fancy or anything. It is exactly the opposite of what we already looked at. So nothing real fancy going on here, but it looks pretty good. I think this one actually looks a little bit better than the majority white one, but they look really cool together. They're just kind of opposite colors, which is kind of interesting. All right, Lincoln Capri 1954 Arctic white with an Arctic blue top. Number 631. This model is not particularly popular in the realm of MiniGT collectors. I think it's great. I think it's a great break from the majority of the stuff that MiniGT does. There will be some more classic cars coming in the near future, so hopefully MiniGT collectors will jump on board with that. But if not, that's perfectly... Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. I'll tell you what, though, for doing only one like real actual 50s classic car, they do a ridiculously good job with this one. I'm not going to lie. This looks unreal. Look how good this looks. The big, huge white walls on there. Chrome wheels. The stands, just how big this car is. Chrome bumpers. Your hood ornament up there as well. The blue. Look at the finish of that blue on that top. That looks incredible. This model is so good. This is one of my favorite MiniGTs by a long shot. Look at that. They added a big, huge exhaust at the bottom. That looks pretty cool. Comes right out the back. Those taillights are painted up. They're not lensed. But they are separate pieces, which is kind of interesting. But this looks pretty good. Even the little Lincoln symbol there on the trunk. So I do like that one a lot. I think that's a fantastic model. They did a really, really good job. But there's one that's even better than that, and I haven't even opened it, and I know it's going to be better. The Hot Rod. They did a Hot Rod. This one is slammed. Purple metallic on this one, number 757. This one is cool. This is just going to be one of those kind of freestyle things from MiniGT. They don't do too many freestyle models. They're very, very realistic. You guys know that. That's one of the reasons why they're so popular. But it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of freestyle here and there. So nice to see them actually pull out of freestyle. This one definitely doesn't have the wow factor when you crack it open as the other one did. But I'm sure it'll have plenty of wow factor when we look at it. So get that in there. Number 757, the purple looks fantastic, I will tell you. Ooh, look at that. A lot of different changes there on the front end. Some lines in there for the headlights. A little bit less chrome, a little bit less going on. Of course, no hood ornament. Still open on the sides, looks good. That nice dropped stance. You see how much lower this sits than that one? Way, way, way lower. It doesn't look like it, but I assure you it sits way lower than that one. And then the very cleaned up back looks good. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. And then just a side exhaust right here. It looks pretty good. Would have been nice to have double exhaust on there, but I don't think it looks bad. But it's quite slammed. You can tell the difference between the two. This is ridiculous. I mean, that's just such a ridiculous model. It's ridiculous. All right, and then I do have a couple of Kaido houses, and no, like I say all the time, I tell you guys right from the beginning, if you're hoping that I will find a chase, no, I will not find a chase. The person that I buy these from, they keep the chase from the case, and that is perfectly fine. This blade seems to be a little bit dull, so there we go. And to be honest with you guys, I don't collect chases. I just don't. Chases are not my deal with MiniGT. I have some. I used to have quite a few. I have since sold them. I've moved them off, got rid of them. Not my deal. So this is the latest Kaido Honda NSX. Of course, you got to have all the VTEC on the side. So get the packaging out of there. There it is in orange, which actually looks pretty good. The chase is like raw, but it still has all the orange over fenders. The chase is actually pretty cool. I just saw one of those the other day. And then it has this little actuator down at the bottom. So you can open your headlights, which is super, super cool. Green seats in there, which is an interesting look. Details in the back looks pretty good. It says Kaido House. Of course, this guy has opening feature on the top. Is super, super difficult to get that open. There we go. Just got them both to open. There's two pieces in there, so you can see the engine detail down in there. Looks pretty good. It says Kaido House on it. That is a pretty good one, but like I said, there's two pieces. That one folds down, and then you do have the hatch. There's no little thing to grab the hatch to flip it up or anything like that. And then there is your chromoly base, which is common. So we'll get this popped in there the direct way. Put that in there. Put that in there the wrong way. Of course I did. There we go. Kaido House. That is number 119, by the way. So numbers are way up there, but they have not released 119 cars. There are numbers that have not been released yet. And then this one right here, this is the newest Z. Yes, another Z from Kaido. Absolutely nothing to be excited about, even though it is in awesome HKS livery. That's not going to be enough to be excited about another Z. There's just too many of them. The new BMW, Honda Civic, and more dually trucks and stuff. Those castings just can't come fast enough. Try to move out some of these Zs. So we'll slide this out there. Car culture for all scales, as always. There is your HKS power down in there. So we'll get this open here. There is our Z with its, prototypical HKS deco on there. I do like the green lights in the front. That looks pretty good. Black wheels look very, very good. It says Advent on there, which is super cool. And then just regular taillights. I'm glad they're not green or anything like that. They're not all fancy done up. That looks good. It's a good looking one. And then, of course, it's open in the bottom so that you can get the hood propped. I do have a little piece of plastic here that will give us just enough to pop the hood up so that we can see underneath. It does say Kaido House. We'll flip that the direct way. So it says Kaido House. Looks pretty good. It's pretty open in there, but there's quite a few pieces in there. Looks pretty good. And then just bring the hood back down. You got to be a little bit gentle with that hood. Don't want to just slam it down. There is your base. Good old Kaido House. So throw this guy back in there. So nothing particularly fancy, nothing way out there, but a good old MiniGT Monday to roll it out, and a baker's dozen to throw up into the collection. So let me know what you guys think about those. Let me know what you think about all those additions. Let me know if you're going to pick some of those up. Let me know what you think about Lincoln. That is really cool. That one is cool. It's definitely one of my favorite GT castings by a long shot. So, oh, and one thing real quick. I said I'd have one little thing at the end. I do have this. This will come up in a separate video though, but I do have this. So if anybody's waiting to see this box set, I do have it. It is not cracked yet, as you can see. I will crack that open. It does include those 4 models right there, but that will be a separate video coming a little bit later. So if you are looking for that one, it's on the horizon. But anyways, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Level M, MiniGT, always a super time here on the channel. So we're going to roll out. Peace.